Hey, what is up, everybody? This is honestly going to be a little bit of a funny video to make because if you just saw the last video, which was the surprise entrance for the first ever 30 Women Over the Top Royal Rumble, I pretty much said who the winner is going to be there. This is going to be a big match for Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, as well as WWE. I made a guess that I would bet some even NXT competitors are going to be involved in this match. I would not be surprised if the YWC's own Chick Kick, Aaliyah, comes out to be involved in this match, because as of right now on WWE.com, there is only 18 names to be involved in this match, even though they blatantly say in the title, in the rules, in everything, that there's going to be 30 competitors in there. I know that we're going to see some sort of surprise, sort of Legends people come back, which is sort of funny that we just saw Raw 25, and we saw a lot of names, especially women, come back. And I know we saw the Bellas. They're going to be jealous that they're not going to be involved. They already did an episode of Total Bellas where they said they were really jealous about not being involved in the first ever women's Money in the Bank match in the early part of the summer. Now here they are. They're both going to miss this Royal Rumble. Nikki did wear her gear to the show. Brie came out there sort of like, I don't know what to say, like sort of like managing role. It's definitely not something that she would wrestle in. But maybe Nikki was trying to tip the hat that she wants to wrestle if it is going to be something that it is going to be a big deal. They both have not really been shy about saying that they want to come back. I don't know if they're trying to plan their comeback when both of them are able to be a part of it or be a part of something. But I'm sure that if they needed something, Nikki would be there. I don't think that Nikki is somebody that I would throw in there to be the winner. The winner of this match, honestly, is probably going to be tougher to decide than it is for the men's Royal Rumble match, for the fact that we saw Asuka come out on Monday Night Raw, and she beat up a ton of other women and got a real hot spot in that match. But I don't think that she is the clear-cut person to win this match, even if it's somebody who's not involved in WWE at the time. We could see some sort of a celebrity come in. We could see some sort of a legend come in. The winner of this match is going to be memorialized for the end of time in WWE as winning the first ever Royal Rumble. A lot like Hacksaw Jim Duggan is by winning the first ever Royal Rumble back in 1988. So it is going to have to be somebody that they really want to make look like it's going to be on the pedestal. And Charlotte can't do it because Charlotte already is a champion. I was surprised that they didn't find a way to get the title off of her. But she is probably the one person that somebody's going to want to compete against at WrestleMania for winning this one way or another. So that is the one thing that makes me think that maybe somebody from Monday Night Raw is not going to win this match. To put it there. But when I look over this, I think that, from the competitors in WWE, I think Asuka would be an easy pick for somebody that I think is going to win. I would not be surprised if Becky Lynch is high on a lot of people's names out there. Carmella is somebody that people should be looking at, but she already has the Money in the Bank briefcase, which she has not cashed in yet. Everyone else that is on the list, I think that they're just women that fill up the roster. There's a lot of new talent. Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, they're the Riot Squad, so they're on SmackDown. And then you've got Mandy Rose and, what's the name of the other one that's with Paige? Sonya Deville is her name. I mean, they are going to be the future of WWE. I think that they might have got moved up a little bit, before their time really was over in NXT. I thought they were building up a good women's division in NXT, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's scrap. But there's a lot of women down there working out of the Performance Center that I think that they're going to be building up sooner than later. There's one girl that I saw wrestle a match on Lacey Evans. I think it's somebody that's going to be really, really good over time. But I think that the overwhelming thing that's going to happen in this match is that either Shayna Baszler has a really coming out party in this match where she's going to have, that sort of Kane or Diesel or Roman Reigns like moment where she just comes in and tosses a lot of people out. But I think the winner, in my mind, is going to be somebody that isn't signed with WWE, but you see talked about a lot in interviews and sort of rumored about, and even Triple H sort of hinted at this happening sooner than later, was that Ronda Rousey, who is officially done with UFC, comes in and wins the Women's Royal Rumble. I think that this honestly is something that is going to happen, and I think it is going to be a really big deal where it's going to be ran on ESPN. It's going to be on SportsCenter. You'll see it on the cover of the USA Today, bro. I think that, her being involved in WWE is definitely going to get a lot of publicity for the WWE Network and a lot of publicity for WWE leading towards her match at WrestleMania, where even though this is looked at as some sort of a surprise, but her, I guess you can say, fight against Charlotte for the Women's Championship will be heavily promoted, whether if it's through commercials or ads, and people can know, you get WrestleMania, you're going to get it. We already saw at WrestleMania 31, she had sort of I guess it was just a run-in, I guess you can say, with The Rock involving Triple H and Stephanie, and everybody can remember that sort of short clip with Triple H and Stephanie being locked in the armbar was played all over ESPN, all over SportsCenter. I don't know what kind of schedules she'll have, and I don't want to be one of those people who are complaining about, now the women's champion isn't involved on Raw. But she could come in and have a lot like a Brock Lesnar role for WWE, only being used on certain big shows along the way. And see where they go from there. But I'm taking Ronda Rousey. I think she might be the overwhelming favorite to win this match, and we'll see where it goes from there. This year's Women's Royal Rumble is always going to be looked at as the first Women's Royal Rumble. It is going to either be the new start of a new tradition, or you're going to be seeing what a lot of people are predicting is going to be the largest, biggest clusterfuck of all time, where no one wants to see this match ever again. As of this time, WWE has 18 competitors from Raw as well as SmackDown that have been signed up to compete in this year's Royal Rumble, led by, the names of like Asuka, Bayley, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, the Riot Squad. There's lots of big names in this match from people just of Raw or SmackDown, but the rules have always sort of been put out there that there is going to be 30 competitors in this Women's Royal Rumble. I know that with Raw 25, we saw a lot of names come back from the past. We saw Michelle McCool, we saw Trish Stratus, we saw Kelly Kelly. These are all a lot of names that we could see involved in this match, but there's only 18 girls named to be going in this. I know that there's going to be a few girls who get the call up from NXT to be involved in this match. I would not be surprised if we see like Billie Kay or we see Aaliyah. On a side note, how cool is it going to be able to see somebody from the YWC, Aaliyah, that started here with Chick Kick, be involved in that first Royal Rumble match? I honestly think that's going to be awesome. You want to be throwing out names like Ember Moon. You want to be throwing out names like Kairi Sane, the winner of the first ever WWE Network Women's Tournament that went down. There's a lot of other girls from NXT that's going to be out there, but still, with 30 names, you got to be filling these holes. Names that were involved with the women's tournament, I'm sure, are going to be out there. Somebody like Molly Holly is a former name from WWE. I'm not sure if she's involved with anything in WWE at the Performance Center or anything like that. But she's somebody that honestly I don't think has ever really lost a step, and could be somebody that gets an entrance, that comes in there, that has a little bit of name value from the Attitude Era. Lita was somebody who was not named. She wasn't even, according to her, invited to be involved at Raw 25, even though she was involved with her picture on the website. Her picture was actually on the event chairs that WWE gave out to the people who attended the show. And according to her, she wasn't there. Lita was somebody that had a big role at the Raw 1000, coming out there with Heath Slater and a bunch of other legends like Vader, Sid, DDP, and other names. Is Lita somebody that we could see run down to the ring one more time? I know that somebody's going to be quick to point out that, she has neck issues and she wouldn't be able to wrestle, but I wouldn't be surprised if they try to use Lita because of the fact that she wasn't on Raw 25. Immediately after the Women's Royal Rumble was named, Trish Stratus gave her congratulations to the people that were going to be wrestling on the show, and I think she put in her tweet that she wanted to know where her gear was. Trish, I don't think has been involved with anything in WWE other than going into the Hall of Fame at WrestleMania 29. Since a match on Monday Night Raw in Toronto, in a tag match with John Cena, I think that was back in 2008. No, well, she wrestled at WrestleMania 27, in that Jersey Shore match where it was Snooki, Trish Stratus, and John Morrison. I do remember that now, going up against Lay Cool and, was it Dolph Ziggler? I think was the other guy. I can't remember who the other guy was in the ring against John Morrison. But I think that honestly, the Women's Royal Rumble is going to have some competitors like Michelle McCool come back. Off the top of my head, I would not be surprised to see some names from NXT fill those spots. Trish Stratus, Lita, Michelle McCool. I think that Molly Holly is somebody that could be involved in there. But when it comes down to it, the big one, I think that somebody who's a surprise entrant in this year's Royal Rumble is going to be the one to win it. I think we're finally going to see somebody like Shayna Baszler come in. And if they even want to go as far, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody like Ronda Rousey wins it. I know that honestly, if Shayna Baszler wins it, it sort of has to kill her NXT run. And I think you don't want to kill it before it really gets started because she's just really started getting down there and kicking some ass and being involved in some matches. I think they want to polish her up to being one of the biggest names in WWE. If she comes out and she wins it, she would immediately be placed in a women's championship match at WrestleMania, which will get the big rub. If Ronda doesn't want to actually wrestle at WrestleMania, she could come down and be in her corner. But then you're sort of making the Royal Rumble with the Women's Royal Rumble, have it sort of look like that pre-show Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal to WrestleMania, where, you see somebody like Mojo Rawley get the win, and then it never really materializes in anything. You think about it, Big Show, Mojo Rawley, Cesaro. Where of that Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royals? You got to throw Baron Corbin in there as well. Where did those wins really got those guys, besides for, checks for being on the pay-per-view for the DVD selling with merch sales and things like that? I can't think of much. Ronda to win. That's my bet.